Welcome in to the Moss Arts Center. I'm Robbie Ackerly alongside Landon Weaver. Happy Valentine's Day to those who celebrate. And I'm sure, Landon, you couldn't think of a more romantic place than to be right here with me in the Moss Arts Center talking some Hokie sports. And while the Hokies are still playing in the WBIT, there's a whole lot that's already happened in the big dance. Who's staying alive like the Bee Gees, and what moments are bound to make this year's yearbook? Thomas Hallett's got a recap of day one of the men's March Madness tournament. Thomas? I'm getting pumped up just thinking about these ACC tournaments kicking off. And as much as I could sit here with you, Landon, and talk hoops for hours, there's a whole lot more going on in Blacksburg. For a quick 2-minute drill on everything Hokie sports away from the hardwood, here's our very own Robert Bateman. Thank you, Thomas. Great stuff as always. And Riley, like Thomas just mentioned, it was a great day of action. We had 4 upsets: Arkansas, McNeese, Drake, and Creighton taking down higher seeds. It was an amazing day. After a disappointing 2024 season, Hokies head coach Brent Pry sent a few of his staff members packing. Of course, as one coach is fired, the next leader takes the reins. And in this case, Virginia Tech announced on Monday that former Arizona Cardinals linebacker coach Sam Cephas will be leading the Hokies defense in 2025.
And it was just a crushing loss. You know, you have the loss to Syracuse. Now you have this loss at home. You can't have these losses if you want to go dancing in March.
And like I said, losses like Syracuse hurt, but wins against Georgia Tech definitely help. Don't just take my word for it. Our very own Thomas Howlett is breaking down the bubble and where Virginia Tech's women's hoop stands in terms of March. Thomas? But let's talk about some standout performances, Riley. I know you've got your guy, I've got my guy. Let's give our player of the day from yesterday. Cephas, as a young coach, would immediately make a name for himself. And while the numbers, they speak for themselves. In his 2-year coaching stint, Cephas was able to guide the Terriers to both the #1 scoring defense and #1 rushing defense in all of FCS football. He did so while running a 3-4 in his first year and a 4-3 in his second, demonstrating his versatility as a coach. Hokies head coach Brent Pry actually spoke about this in his press conference this past Tuesday.
A great game from him, and a lot of people counted Tech saying him out. They thought Yale was going to pull off the upset like they did last year. For me and my player of the day, I'm going to that Creighton-Louisville upset. Creighton smashed them. It was 89-75, and everyone thought Louisville was kind of misseeded in this one. Apparently not. Creighton handled business with ease, and it was Jemiah Neal, 29 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. An incredible day for him, and one he certainly won't forget as Creighton now heads into the round of 32.
Yeah,
you lose a game like this, not only to a team that you should have beat, but at home in front of the hometown fans, it's a crusher. And talk about that bubble, it might have just been burst.
Maybe not the Cuse of old, but still certainly a challenge for this Hokie squad. And Syracuse's resume, when you look at common opponents, is very interesting when talking about this game. Cephas has spent the last 4 years of his coaching career in the National Football League. In 2021 and 22, Cephas worked with the Minnesota Vikings as an assistant coach on the defensive side of the ball. In the past 2 seasons, Cephas was the linebackers coach of the Arizona Cardinals. In all 4 of these seasons, Cephas has coached top half defenses and helped players like Eric Kendricks, Jordan Hicks, Kazir White, and Buda Baker rack up hundreds of tackles as part of his schemes. Because people forget there was a women's college basketball player more talked about than Caitlin Clark before some injuries and a string of bad luck in the tournament kind of kept her at bay and let Caitlin Clark's hype train rise and rise to the popularity that it did. That's Paige Buckers.
Yeah.
I mean, Paige Buckets, her nickname for a reason. This UConn team is very talented. I know they're a 2 seed, but I can see them going all the way. I think it's a storybook ending for her in her last season at UConn. Give me Paige Buckets and the UConn Huskies cutting down the nets. Well, it's pretty clear why coaches across the country are praising Virginia Tech for this hire. With both college and big league experience, his versatility, and his ability to adapt to his personnel, Sam Cephas looks to be an excellent hire for Virginia Tech. And hey, last time Virginia Tech hired a Wofford coach, it ended with an ACC championship.
Virginia Tech, I mean, it's a huge lead right now, Braden. To be up by 12 here, home crowd rocking. Stanford's got to start to get going here.
It helps when you start on a 7-0 run in the new quarter. Stanford has yet to score in quarter number 2. It's been stuck with the sticks on the scoreboard all this time.
5 of 20 and 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. Kind of uncharacteristic from Stanford as Chloe Clardy there, as we're talking about them not scoring, gets a bucket. 23-13. Hokies up by 10 here, just inside 7 minutes.
Just a crafty finish right there by Clardy. Kind of, you could say, announcer's jinx. I talk about the scoring drought, and then she scores right on cue.
Yeah, and she's really been the Cardinal engine today. 8 points for her right now. 8 of the 13 points the Cardinal have. Great pass there, cross court. 3 by Peterson. Oh, just barely rolls out of the rim there. And a bad pass there by Stanford is going to mean the Hokies take over possession. Courtney Ogden there just looked like it got away from her, tried to rush it a little bit, but really no pressure from the Hokies defenders. Kind of a questionable pass there.
Yeah, Ogden, he shot her back up against that baseline, was getting pushed out of bounds. He tried to get rid of it, so she wasn't the one to go out with it, but just a pass that went out of bounds by the free throw line scorers table near side.
Yeah, now the Hokies regain possession here, looking to extend their lead. Lonnie White has it, gets a screen from Peterson, going to take it herself. She's going to try and pass it, but it's stolen away by Kennedy Ume, the 6'4" freshman. as Stanford takes over now. It's going to be an off-ball foul on Kale Peterson.
Yeah, just pushing and shoving between Ume and Peterson down there, and they're going to give it against the defensive player in Peterson. But, sometimes in a scrum like that, you don't necessarily know who it's against. You just kind of got some pushing and shoving against both ways. But that time it goes against Peterson, and it will keep the ball with the Cardinal.
And both Peterson and Ume, freshmen, looking to get a little physical, looking to really make names for themselves in this one. And Kale Peterson, she's played pretty well this season for a freshman Virginia Tech. So has Ume. So two players super young and get a little physical down in the paint.
She also made the 2 starts for Rose Michon when she was out.
Yeah. Stanford has it now beyond the arc. In the paint, still physical. It's Ume. Swings it over now to Ogden. Ogden has it beyond the arc for 3. A triple! And she's got it. Courtney Ogden making up for the bad pass earlier. Knocks down a 3. And Virginia Tech, their lead's getting cut here. It's 23-16 inside Castle Coliseum.
Silencing the home crowd, you could say.
And a steal here by Ume on a fast break. Opportunity for the Cardinal to cut the lead even more. And it's going to be a foul there on Rose Michon. Michon was in fast break defense. Wasn't going to allow the bucket there. No easy buckets, says Rose Michon.
Yeah, and I kind of like that foul, if I'm being honest. You slow down the offensive player. You don't give her the free 2 points. You make her go to the free throw line to shoot 2 more. But a nice foul just to slow the ball down for Rose Michon.
Yeah, and slow the game down a little bit because you don't want to let Stanford really go on a run here and start to get momentum, as Ume now going to attempt from the free throw line, a 60% shooter, and her first one no good. You hear the roar of the Castle Guard. Virginia Tech still ahead by 7. Her second shot here. Going to be in and out of the rim, and a rebound by Virginia Tech, much to the delight of the Hokie faithful here.
Well, good news for the Hokies, she misses both. Bad news, it's not a bacon game, so
yeah.
Fans don't get the bacon. It would be unfortunate. Second half, maybe it's a bacon game. I don't know. We haven't heard word on it, but a tough.
The bacon is reserved for the men's game. I believe it's biscuits when it comes to the women's basketball.
That's right, 75 points.
Yeah. Pass there by Peterson, stolen by Ume. Ume, a force right now defensively. She's been able to draw some fouls. Good showing for her as Ogden has it beyond the arc, given inside to Ume. Getting physical down low, and her shot in and out of the rim. Almost had a second chance at it there, but it's going to be out of bounds on her, and the Hokies are going to retain possession as Kale Peterson inbounds it to Carly Wenzel.
How about the freshman Layla Wells just getting the hands up, moving left to right, not breaking that right there. She knew she was in a sticky situation, that all of it takes is that one contact. She's hit with the foul, but Layla Wells just a very fundamental freshman. Hands up. She's not getting called for the foul today.
Yeah, Wells 5'9", Kennedy Ume 6'4". So a huge size difference there. Great job by Wells, not being scared, not backing down, just putting the hands up and being able to kind of cause a little bit of a contest there for that layup. As Virginia Tech has the ball, right wing. Wenzel has it now near the Carillion Clinic logo. Calls for a screen, gets one from Michon. Looks for someone to pass it to, absolutely smother here, nowhere to go. Fits it into Michon, ball's rolling around, and it's going to be a shot clock violation on the Virginia Tech Hokies. As it's 23-16 with 4:36 left to go. Virginia Tech leads by 7. Now Sam Tackett takes the plate, batting .514. He's got 19 hits, 4 home runs, 16 RBIs. Yesterday, 2 base on balls. Looks like they didn't want to throw it to him, but now Tackett a chance maybe to deliver a home run and put the Hokies up. We'll have to see the first pitch fired, and it's going to be low and in the dirt just slightly, as it's going to be a 1-0 count here for the big bat of Virginia Tech, Sam Tackett, who we just keep talking about. The 1-0 for the redshirt senior is going to be hit, made contact, but it's going to bounce foul, and it's going to bring the count to 1-1. Sam Tackett's been really impressive this year. He's a redshirt senior. He's batting .514. Last year, batted .189, a complete flipping of the script, Andrew, for Mr. Tackett.
Yeah, I don't know what went into that offseason for him, but he is a different beast this year.
Absolutely, as the pitch is fired, and Tackett cracks it right between the shortstop and the third baseman. Henry Cook thought about going home, going to stay at third. Tackett, the single, advances the runner to third. Hokie was the runner in scoring position, a runner on first, and a chance here to build some momentum here in the bottom of the second inning. What a hit there by Sam Tackett. We can't talk about him enough, huh?
No, we can't. Absolute screamer of a line drive off the bat, right out of reach of the third baseman there.
That 514 average keeps going up. You think it's impossible for the 514 average to keep going up, but now 526 for Tackett as he's on first. Henry Cook, the DH, on third, and it's Trayson Hughes, the center fielder, number 13, the Warner Robins, Georgia native, is up to bat here. First pitch by Crocker, going to find the inside of the strike zone. It's going to be 0-1 here with one out in Blacksburg, Virginia. Bottom of the second. Norfolk State trying to get out of this seemingly nightmares with runners on first and third. See if Crocker can do it. Second pitch going to be low and away, and it's going to be a ball. 1-1. Now the count as Norfolk State lead. Seemingly looks like it's slipping away here with a runner on third and a runner on first. Trayson Hughes, a big chance here for Virginia Tech to take the lead. Crocker going to throw it to first there. Not much of a lead by Tackett, but maybe just a scare tactic there by the young Crocker on the mound.
Yeah, first and third situations. It's not uncommon for Virginia Tech to steal or for anyone to steal in this situation.
Yeah, absolutely. As Crocker now the 1-1, going to fire the pitch, going to miss, and the base is going to be stolen. As Henry Cook there was the targeted man. Sam Tackett sprinted over to second base, and it was the catcher Brandon Burke didn't acknowledge Tackett, threw it to third to try and catch Cook out. Could not get him. Cook barely gets back. A stolen base by Tackett. Cook still safe. Second and third now for the Hokies as they are closing in on Norfolk State very slowly. Here's the pitch now, and it's going to be in the dirt. Almost hits the grass there as Henry Cook thought about going, but ultimately going to stay on third base, and the count now going to be 3-1. A base on balls here would load the bases for Clay Grady. Crocker fires the 3-1, and it's going to be a base on balls for Virginia Tech as they load the bases. It's Hughes, Tackett, and Cook on first, second, and third, respectively, and it's Clay Grady, the shortstop, the junior from Suffolk, right here in Virginia. 319 career average at Virginia Tech in 3 years. Didn't play yesterday, but now a huge chance with bases loaded, Andrew.
Yeah, Virginia Tech has been great approach at the plate here. They've been patient. They're looking for the easy ways to get on base, trying not to make it too difficult for themselves. And for Clay Grady here, big thing is you do not want to hit into a double play. There's already one out in the inning. A double play ends this, and you have a loaded base.
Double play would be a crusher, especially with loaded bases, as the first pitch by Crocker of the at-bat finds the top of the strike zone. So 0-1. Second pitch now delivers, and a line drive by Grady up, and it's going to be into right field for a routine flyout. A tag up by Henry Cook, and he's not going to get there. He's going to be out. Virginia Tech, a huge chance blown. Norfolk State's dugout erupts. A great play there by the right fielder, Justin Jornet, former HBCU Player of the Year. Makes the catch, fires it all the way to home plate. Henry Cook just not fast enough. The designated hitter couldn't get there, and a bases-loaded chance squandered by the Virginia Tech Hokies. 1-0, still the score here in Blacksburg, Virginia, as we send you back to break. Don't go anywhere.